Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you'll find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks, receives. And did I not ask the MMA gods? I know I pulled up a scripture from the Bible, and I'm correlating it with MMA gods and not the real God. Sorry, God, don't take offense. I'm having a bit of fun. But did I not ask for this to happen? Did I not get on my knees and pray to the MMA gods that Julianna Peña would, after a 2-year layoff, come back, regain her championship, and defeat Raquel Pennington? And look what happened. I got what I wanted, and I couldn't be any more happier right now. I am relieved, and I couldn't be happier to be wrong. I'm 8-8 on title fights this year. Okay, my analysis of this fight was off by a freaking mile. I made the dumbest analysis ever, saying that Raquel could out-grapple her, and whenever they grappled, Julianna Peña literally dominated the grappling sequence. And even on the feet, Julianna Peña held her own in the stand-up, and I know a lot of you people are going to be crying robbery, but that was not a robbery. Julianna Peña, in my opinion, won the first round. Raquel did land some good shots, but I'm pretty sure Julianna landed more. I'm going to have to watch that fight again, but I'm pretty sure Julianna Peña had more on the significant strikes or total strikes throughout that round. Julianna Peña was landing that jab. She's finding a home for that jab in that first round and that left hook counter on Raquel Pennington. So I think she held her own on the feet. I'd say round 1, that was Peña's round. Round 2, she dominates with that body lock takedown and is on top, controlling Raquel Pennington. Pennington can't get up. That's a clear 10-9 round for Julianna Peña. You cannot argue that that's the Peña round. Round 3, again, another clear Peña round. She takes her down. She takes her back. Almost locked in like a face crank choke, but then she abandoned it. But again, that is a clear, and I mean a clear, Julianna Peña round. Now, round 4 is where it got worrisome, okay? Because Raquel landed a sneaky lead high kick, I think, which wobbled Peña. I'm like, oh no, please don't tell me that Julianna is about to get knocked out by Raquel Pennington after she was doing so well and, in my opinion, had the lead literally up 3-0 going into the 4th round. But you could argue it could have been 2-1 Julianna. But I'm like, Julianna could be winning this. Please, Julianna, stay focused. Lock in. Don't let this girl finish you. And it only got worse because then Julianna Peña got knocked down, which is just insane because Raquel is not known for that kind of power. But I think the reason why the knockdown happened is because Julianna was already rattled from that high kick. So I think that made it easier for Raquel. I think it just made any other follow-up shot. It just meant that any other shot that would land that's impactful, Peña wouldn't be able to take it. So it makes sense. Also, altitude. Peña's not prepared for the altitude. So she was slowing down. And when you slow down, taking big shots, it becomes a lot harder to do. So it makes sense, but not a good round for Peña. And Raquel tried to lock in that choke. I'm like, oh no, is she about to get subbed after getting dropped? Is this about to happen right now? I was getting my emotions played with seeing Julianna do so well. Is she really about to get comeback finished by Raquel? And I remember reading a comment saying, I have a feeling Raquel gets a knockout in the 4th. And it almost happened. So I almost had a heart attack. Okay, I was scared. Okay, I was scared. Like, when she got knocked down, I'm like, oh no, please don't finish my baby like that. Please don't get finished. But luckily, Julianna showed that toughness. She is a survivor. She is a warrior. There's no freaking way. If Amanda Nunes couldn't finish her and she had 5 rounds to do it, there's no way that Raquel, who hasn't had a knockout since 2012, is going to knock her out. So she didn't. Round 5 is a clear Raquel round. She outstruck Peña in that round. Peña was tired and kind of coasting, but whenever, Raquel would advance, Julianna was tagging her coming in. So honestly, Peña could have won the 5th round if she didn't get a bit wobbly and hurt in a few moments, because I felt she was actually having a lot of success in the striking with that jab, with that counter check hook, with that straight right cross. But Pennington was landing the bigger, harder shots that were hurting Pena in that round. So it makes sense. I mean, it wasn't the greatest performance from Julianna Peña, I'll admit. I mean, but it makes sense because Julianna had not fought in 2.5 years and she did not prepare for the altitude. And Raquel Pennington trains at altitude. If Julianna was more prepared for altitude, then she may have had better cardio going into the late rounds, and maybe she doesn't get stunned going into the late rounds. I think the reason why she got hurt is because she got tired, and fatigue leads to complacency. And complacency leads to a good chance of getting hurt. And when Bruce was reading out the decision, when he was reading out the scorecards, I'm like, yep, of course they're going to stand still because almost every split decision, I swear to God, never goes my way. So I'm like, of course they're not going to give this to Julianna Peña. Of course they're going to say and still. And I wouldn't have said it was a robbery if they did give it to Raquel because round 1 was a close round. And then Raquel clearly finished stronger. So you could make a case for Rocky. But when Bruce said and new, bro, I almost cried. I was jumping for joy. I was screaming at the TV in happiness. Like, oh my gosh. I've never felt this level of happiness in MMA in a long ass time, okay? I've went through so many trials and tribulations, okay? I watched Grasso lose her title to Valentina and Aldana lose on the same night. We saw what happened with Israel Adesanya. We know he's one of my favorites, so that hurt to watch. It's been a rough string of pay-per-views. And even though I got my pick wrong, you know what? Like I said going into this fight, I said if I pick Julianna Peña, she will lose. Because that is the DJC curse. If I pick who I love in a title fight where they're not really guaranteed to win, but they could win and the stakes are high, they will lose. But when I pick against them is when they come through. So I had to do a bit of reverse psychology in order for Julianna to win. But also, remember last July I made that video saying I have a feeling Julianna Peña will be champion again. Okay? I did that video. I said, I have a feeling. I feel it in my soul. I've dreamt about this a year ago. I just said, I have a feeling Julianna's going to get that belt back. And I didn't trust my gut. I had a feeling Peña would win. Even when I made that video saying why she might surprise people, I wanted to pick her in that video and say, you know what? I'm switching my pick. Julianna will actually win the fight. Okay? But I'm like, no, I'll just stick with my Raquel pick because I'm probably going to be disappointed. But nope. Julianna Peña wins. That video from July aged like wine. And I'm just so happy. Now, look, I know I'm going to have to deal with all the robbery cope from the haters, and people are going to bring up, oh, well, Kayla's next, and she's going to lose to Kayla Harrison, yada, yada, yada. Whatever, fine. Let Kayla have it in the future whenever they fight. I'm just going to enjoy tonight. I'm going to enjoy right now. Okay, I didn't enjoy Peña's win over Nunes. When she won the belt the first time, I didn't enjoy it. I'm worried about the rematch. People are not giving her respect for winning that fight. So I'm worried about the rematch. She has to win the rematch. But what if she loses the rematch? This time, I care, but I don't at the same time. Again, I'm just going to enjoy it. This is what I wanted. I said all I want is for Peña to touch the top of the mountain one more time. And that is exactly what she did. So even though, yes, she loses the belt to Kayla, and even though it was a split decision, not her best performance, Peña is the champ. She got the belt back. And you know what she proved tonight? Even though she did not beat Amanda Nunes twice, Julianna proved, okay, maybe beating Nunes was a fluke. But you know what? Winning the belt was not a fluke. She was a champion then, and she is a champion now. She proved tonight she is a championship level fighter. She came back after a 2-year layoff against an active world champ on a 6-fight win streak. Okay, and she had to overcome some adversity, but she showed the heart of a champion. She made some improvements in her boxing, not by much, but her striking didn't look as horrible as it usually has in the past. Her stand-up looked actually decent. But again, if she could come back and become the champion, I'm sorry, Julianna is one of the best in this division. I mean, there's a few girls out there who can beat her other than Kayla, like probably Norma Dumont. But still, man, Pena may not be unbeatable, but Julianna Peña is a damn good fighter. A 2-time champion is something that you have to respect. Doesn't matter if you love her or hate her, she is a 2-time champion, former Ultimate Fighter champion. Okay, she reached the top of the mountain twice. And I told you, I've been saying this for 2 years, that Amanda Nunes' win over Julianna Peña was going to age well. A lot of people didn't think so. A lot of people thought, oh, Peña's just sucks, everyone beats her. She killed that narrative, okay? She proved tonight she's a championship level fighter, and this just shows how good Amanda the Lioness Nunes is. Because I've always said, other than Amanda, no one has ever truly dominated Julianna Peña in a fight. Valentina Shevchenko had a tough fight with her before getting a sub. Germaine was losing before submitting her. Amanda Nunes was the only woman to be able to just completely shut down Julianna's game and 50-42 her. But again, that's Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes being Amanda and being the GOAT is why Peña looked so bad. Amanda Nunes makes good fighters look horrible. But Julianna, you put her up against anyone else that's not named Nunes and maybe not Harrison, Julianna Peña is going to show to be a top level fighter. And again, I'm so freaking grateful that she's the 2-time champion. Like, I've been waiting for this for 2 years. I was unsure if it would happen, and I'm so grateful that the Amanda Nunes trilogy never materialized, because if it did, even though Julianna tonight, her striking looks slightly improved. I mean, if you're getting hurt by Raquel Pennington, I'm sorry, you're gonna get, if Amanda lands those shots, Amanda will drop her again, and this time Amanda probably would have got the finish if that was her standing in front of Julianna tonight, or if they had fought, June 10th, 2023. Nunes probably would have stopped her, and I would have not been sitting here today talking about how happy I am that Peña's champ again, okay? Instead, even though, yes, Peña pulling out led to me having to suffer through Aldana getting embarrassed, look what good came out of that. Aldana walked so Peña could fly. And I said, when Nunes walks away, the thing I want the most is either Aldana as champion or Peña as a 2-time champ. I said, I have to have one of those things, and I at least got Julianna Peña. Julianna has renewed my faith and love for this sport, and I am eternally grateful. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe, and peace out.